I'm getting ready to paint again. Remember I had that little container like this? And when you put semi-gloss or eggshell finish in here, after a while, it starts building way up. And if you want to clean this, see, I don't rinse this out every time. I just let it dry. And then you can just take the side here. Look at this. You can peel it right up. See there? It's almost good as new. And the stuff that was in here from before, hey, it wasn't very much. And now I've got that little plastic container I can use and put some more paint in there next time. Okay? And I can throw this away. That's as easy as it is. I even did that. You remember this little handheld little deal here? This was full of paint and stuff, and I just ripped that out of there. It took me a while. I've already thrown it away in the garbage. And here, I'll get it out of the garbage and show you. I just peeled it up because I've left paint in there. See, here it is. I just pulled it out of there, and it was semi-gloss paint and eggshell paint, and I just let it build up in there. And after a while, you want to get that out of there so you've got something fresh to start again. And that's how I do it. That's how I save water, and you don't have to rinse stuff out as much, and then you can keep on going. Okay, there you go. I'll get back to my painting in a minute. And if that wasn't enough for you, speaking of my paint tray liners, the semi-gloss paint I've just left in here, and you know, this is just one of my little thin trays. I don't throw those away, and here I've got the one that I've been painting for the walls, and the one for the ceiling is the white. And I'm just gonna see if I can't get this off of here. I don't know. It might not come because I haven't put enough paint in there. It hasn't built up enough. And I'm going to be using the white here. Or no, I'm not going to be using the white. I'm going to be using the other. But let's just try this white one here. Okay. Once you get enough in there, you should be able to peel it out of there and keep using your tray. I did this on another tray liner, and it actually ripped the bottom of it, the tray liner, and I ended up putting a piece of duct tape on the back side of it so I could keep using it. But see, when you use semi-gloss paint, after you've used it time and time again, you can peel this stuff out of here and keep using it. I mean, I could have kept using it with this on there too, but I'm just showing you that after a while you could take it back out of here like that. See? Look at that. That's been in there. That's been in there for a while, you know. And the rest of this I couldn't get out because I think this was flat. This was flat white paint, and so you can't just peel it out of a container. I can keep using that. That's all fine. And where was that other? Here's this other one. Let me show you this. You get a crack out. See, here's I've got a new one. Oh, I think I've got two new ones here. So still, where is it? I think I have another one in here that's new too. They're so thin. See, there's a new one. Here's my piece that I put duct tape on because I ripped it off but I put duct tape on there and I thought, hey, I could still use that. And then once it started skinning back up, it sucks in there and it's fine. In fact, it's hard to believe, but there's two pieces here. What's happening? I thought there was two, maybe there's not. Sometimes they stick together. No, I guess there's only one. There's only one there. Okay. All right. And see, I can use that for next time I'm painting. I don't have to use my new ones. I always use up my old ones first. See, I've got that one there. I've got this one, and oh, that's the one I'm going to use. See, I'm not going to use this one. I'm going to use this one here because I'm going to do some touch-up and cutting in paint on my walls and stuff. That's fine. I'm just going to use that. I'm going to use this because I don't want to get a whole lot of paint on here, and I want to be able to wipe some of it off before I start cutting in. That's why I'm not going to use this one, because it's a little bit trickier. If I was up on the ladder 8 feet, 9 feet or so, of course I'd have that. But to reach up to 10-foot ceilings. But this is only an 8-foot ceiling. I'm just going to use my little step stool. So I'm just gonna dip and go. And I could do it out of here too, but I'm gonna do it right here. I think I'm gonna do that and then use that. So there's different options for you when you're doing painting. There's always options. Okay, that's all I'm gonna use for my cut-in on the walls. That's it. You don't have to be a professional painter. You don't have to pay an arm and a leg to have somebody come out here and paint your bathroom. Do it yourself and save your money. Look at this. I knew I had some other ones. I think there's just one here. There might be two, but I use those. And see, I used it for stucco on the outside of a house to do some stucco patches, and I ripped some of it off, and I ripped a hole through that, and I put some duct tape on there, and then I just put some other paint in there from before, and this is good to go for any paint job. It's fine. Don't throw these away when you use them once, and then you think, oh, I have to throw it away. You don't have to rinse them out. Just let them dry by themselves, and then you can put more paint on there, and away you go. And so see, I've got 5 or 6 containers like that, the little paint trays, and I use those, and they seem to work just fine. A couple hours later, I've got all that paint stuff off of the grout. Doesn't that grout look a lot better now? Look at that. And then I cleaned off along there, the top, and up in there to try to give it some similarity, because I'm trying to keep the grout exposed all the way around it. It's kind of tricky to do. When you get ready to paint a bathroom and the bathroom's 17 years old, you've got to look at the grout lines around there and decide, has the old paint got so far in the grout line? Should you paint the entire grout lines all the way around your bathtub enclosure, or clean off some and keep the grout, or what? But see, on this back wall, when they installed the tile, they installed the tiles up kind of tight to the ceiling. And so there's not much grout showing there. And when they installed the grout, in certain areas, there's not much grout up there. Where can I find you a piece? Like right in there. Look at that. See, there wasn't much grout up there because the tile was cut up there so tight. And so, and there's more right there. I can only get it so good up there. See, it's just suspect, isn't it? Look at that. It's all the way through, and it's like, that is awful. So even if I tried to paint the grout from initial, it still wouldn't look right along there. It would look all cattywampus and things missing, you know. I want it to look like this up here. Okay, so what can I do about that? From afar, you don't really see that. And you could leave it if you want. It's up there at the top. Well, what I'm going to do is, I happen to have some grout that happens to be about that same color. And later on down the road, I'm going to mix a little bit up, and I'm going to take a putty knife and I'm going to kind of spooge it in there and make that all nice and pretty. Take a rag or take a sponge and make that line look all nice up to the existing painted ceiling. So that's something I'm going to end up doing later on to get this bathroom looking 100%, you know. Hey, when I do a job, I want to do it to the best of my ability. And whoever painted this last time, they just didn't care about it, you know. They were in a rush and they needed to get going, and so they just painted over the existing ceiling, and then they left it. And then you saw that paint. If you hadn't watched the other videos before this, take a look back and see how this looked before I started painting, during me painting it and cleaning off the paint, the new white paint. See, I even put masking tape up there, and I was going to do the best I could with trying to cut that in without cutting it in like a professional. Even had I have cut it in like a professional, there still would have been paint on that grout lines. And because you're not a professional and you don't know how to cut in, you can still get it looking like this. If you get a little bit of paint on there, leave it, let it dry for a couple days, and then clean it off with a little screwdriver, a putty knife, and a damp sponge, and you'll get it off. Okay? All right, so enough of that. I'm onward. What else do I have to do in this bathroom? Yes, I have to cut in all the walls, and that's what I'm going to do now. And I'm not going to put any masking tape up there or anything like that. This is all freehand stuff all the way around. This color right up next to the grout line. See how nice and straight that grout line is, and how nice and clean that grout line is? Because I spent some time, cleaned it all off from the old paint that was on there. And it's going to look good when I get all done, but I'm going to have to cut in the wall to that grout line. Cut in the wall up to the ceiling. Okay? Cut in up against the door jamb. Cut in around the toilet. Cut in around the baseboard down here. Okay? And that has grout line on there too, and it looked pretty good, so I cleaned that off, made sure that was all nice and straight, so I have to cut in around that. I've got to cut in around the cabinet, around the edges, cut in around the countertop edge, and the backsplash. I'm going to take those cover plates off, then I have to cut in around the door frame. Cut in, cut in, cut in. That's all I'm going to be here for the next couple hours, is a cut in fool. Because I want this to look good. And of course, I'm going to use my cut-in paintbrush. It's at an angle. It's just a little one, and it's got a rubber handle on there. I can hold this. Well, I'm right-handed. Here we go. I can hold it like that. I can hold it like this. I can hold it like this. However you feel, you can cut in with it. And you want something with an angle so you can get into the corners and everything. You'll get good with it if you just practice a little bit and start figuring out how to do your painting around your house. Hey, the first couple of jobs you do, it's not going to be as good as your next ones. You'll just get better and better as you go. Watch my different painting videos. I've got a whole slew of painting videos on my YouTube channel. Go to my main YouTube channel page, click on playlists, and then scroll down to painting. And every painting video I've ever put up on my channel will be there. Hey, learn as you go. Watch those videos. If you really want to start saving some money and do things yourself, I'll show you how to do it. Don't worry. And am I a professional painter? No, but when I get done with the job, it looks like I'm a professional, and I can teach you too.